Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 2 on improper integrals. In previous lecture we have introduced improper integrals of type 1 and we have discussed their definition and how to evaluate them. So today we will discuss some more examples on type 1 improper integral. So let's start with example number 1. Evaluate the integral of 1 upon 1 plus x square over the interval minus infinity to infinity. So this is improper integral of type 1 because both the limits of integration are infinite. So what we can do is we can write this improper integral as a sum of two improper integrals in this way, minus infinity to a and a to infinity, where a is any finite real number. So we can take any real number for this real number a. So here for simplicity we consider a equal to 0, otherwise we can take any real number. So first we write this integral as a sum of two improper integrals of type 1. So minus infinity to infinity 1 over 1 plus x square dx. This we are writing as minus infinity to 0 1 over 1 plus x square dx plus 0 to infinity 1 over 1 plus x square dx. Now given integral is convergent if and only if both of these two integrals are convergent, and if at least one integral is divergent, given integral is divergent. So we first discuss the convergence of both the integrals. First we discuss whether this is convergent or not. So first we check the convergence of this improper integral. So by the definition, instead of this lower limit minus infinity, we are writing t, and we evaluate this integral from t to 0, and here after evaluating this integral we have to take its limit as t tends to minus infinity. Now integral of 1 over 1 plus x square is nothing but tan inverse x, and x is from t to 0. So upper limit is 0, so for upper limit we have tan inverse 0 minus tan inverse t, and tan inverse 0 is 0 because tan 0 is 0, and we keep this as it is, tan inverse t. So this we can rewrite as limit of tan inverse t as t tends to minus infinity. So if we take t tending to minus infinity, we have tan inverse of minus infinity, and which is nothing but minus pi by 2, because tan of minus pi by 2 is nothing but sine of minus pi by 2, which is minus 1, and cos of minus pi by 2, which is 0. So tan of minus pi by 2 is minus infinity, that means tan inverse of minus infinity is minus pi by 2, and this is pi by 2. So therefore first integral is convergent, minus infinity to 0 1 over 1 plus x square dx is convergent because it has finite value pi by 2. So we have to check for second integral. If first integral was divergent, then we need not check second integral, but first integral is convergent, so we have to check for second also. So now we check for second integral 0 to infinity 1 over 1 plus x square dx. Here upper limit is infinite, so we replace infinity by t, and here we consider limit as t tends to infinity. 1 over 1 plus x square dx. So again integral of 1 over 1 plus x square is tan inverse x, and limits are from x equal to 0 to x equal to t. So this we can write as, for upper limit x is t and lower limit is x equal to 0, and we can directly put t tending to infinity. Tan inverse 0 is 0 and tan inverse infinity is pi by 2, because tan pi by 2 is infinity. So this integral is also convergent, its value being pi by 2. So both the integrals are convergent, therefore given integral is also convergent, and its value is nothing but sum of values of these two integrals. So both the values are pi by 2, so we can write its value as pi by 2 plus pi by 2, that is pi. So this is the value of given integral. It is convergent and its value we have obtained as pi. So this is convergent improper integral with its value being pi. So whenever we have this type of limits of integration, minus infinity to infinity, we have to break our integral into two improper integrals of type 1, and given improper integral is convergent if and only if both the integrals are convergent, and if at least one integral is not convergent, given integral is not convergent. We consider one more example. We are given this in this function 1 over x raised to p. P is any power, any real number. So we have to prove that this integral is convergent if value of p is bigger than 1, and it is divergent if p is less than or equal to 1. So we consider in two cases. First we consider p equal to 1. So for p equal to 1, given integral becomes integral from 1 to infinity 1 by x dx. And you can see in the earlier lecture, in lecture number 1, we have shown that this integral is divergent. So I suggest you to watch lecture number 1 on improper integrals for the convergence or divergence of this improper integral. So we have proved in the previous lecture or lecture number 1 that this integral is divergent. So now we discuss second case. So second possibility is p is not equal to 1. So by definition, integral from 1 to infinity 1 over x raised to p dx, this can be written as integral from 1 to t, limit t tending to infinity, and I rewrite 1 over x raised to p as x raised to minus p dx. So now we have standard formula for integral of x raised to n, which is x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Instead of n we have minus p, so we add 1 to minus p and we divide by minus p plus 1, that is 1 minus p. And this formula is not valid for 1 minus p 0. So therefore this is undefined if 1 minus p equal to 0, that is p equal to 1. So this is the reason why we have taken two different cases, p equal to 1 and p is not equal to 1. Now here we can take, or we write first, we put the limits. So upper limit is x equal to t, so this I can rewrite as t raised to 1 minus p over 1 minus p minus x is 1, so 1 raised to 1 minus p is 1. So I can have this function of t after putting x, limits of x. Again this I can rewrite as limit of t raised to 1 minus p over 1 minus p, that is 1 over 1 minus p, limit t tending to infinity t raised to 1 minus p, and this is independent of t, so it becomes constant. Its limit is 1 over 1 minus p as t tends to infinity. So therefore we obtain this 1 to infinity 1 over x raised to p dx equal to this. Now here there are two possibilities for this power of t. This power of t may be positive or it may be negative. So if 1 minus p is positive, then this t raised to 1 minus p tends to infinity as t tends to infinity, and if 1 minus p is negative, t raised to 1 minus p tends to 0 as t tends to infinity. Okay. It is like this. Suppose 1 minus p is minus 3, then t raised to minus 3 is 1 upon t raised to 3, which tends to 0 as t tends to infinity, because if we put t equal to infinity, we have 1 by infinity, that is 0. So if power of t is negative, its limit is 0 as t tends to infinity, and if power of t is positive, for example suppose I have t raised to 3, so if I take t tends to infinity, it becomes infinity. So if power of t is positive, this limit is infinity, and if power of t is negative, this limit is 0. So therefore we can write 1 over 1 raised to infinity 1 raised to infinity 1 over x raised to p dx equal to, we can write in two cases, 1 minus p is positive and 1 minus p is negative. So if 1 minus p is positive, this limit is infinite, so we have infinity minus 1 over 1 minus p. If this is positive, if 1 minus p is negative, this limit is 0, so we have 0 minus 1 over 1 minus p. If p 1 minus p is negative, now infinity minus 1 over 1 minus p is infinity. So if 1 minus p is positive, that is if p is less than 1. Okay, 1 minus p is positive implies p is less than 1, and this we can rewrite as 1 over p minus 1, and 1 minus p is negative if p is greater than 1. So we have obtained that this integral is convergent if p is greater than 1 and divergent if p is less than 1, because its value becomes infinite if p is less than 1. So therefore we can write that 1 over 1 raised to infinity 1 raised to infinity 1 over x raised to p dx is convergent if p is greater than 1 and is divergent if p is less than 1 as well as equal to 1. In case 1 we have discussed that it is divergent. So this is very important improper integral. Sometimes it is known as P integral also. So this type of P integral is convergent if value of P is greater than 1 and divergent if P is less than or equal to 1. For example, so using this result we can decide convergence of several integrals of this type. Suppose we have this type of integrals are given and they ask us to check the convergence of this type of improper integral. So 1 over x raised to 1001 dx. So if we know this result, we can directly decide whether these integrals are convergent or divergent. So in first case, P is 2, which is greater than 1. So this is convergent, and in first lecture we have discussed that this integral is convergent. Here P is 1 by 2, which is less than 1. So this integral is divergent. Here P is 1001, which is greater than 1. So this integral is convergent. So using this P integral, we can determine directly the convergence or divergence of this type of integrals 1 over x raised to P 1 to infinity dx. So this is all about today's session. In next session we will discuss improper integrals of type 2. I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.